Okay, you rolling?
Hey there everyone, Dan Rourke here with Clubhouse Group, and I've got with me
Dan Munch, also from the Clubhouse Group, and today we're going to talk about how you can protect your asset.
That's right. Protecting your asset is key. Okay.
So what does it mean to lose your property stroke asset within Alberta?
Well, a loss and a total loss is a different thing. That's for the insurance folks to figure out.
So say Fort McMurray, how do you protect against the fires of Fort McMurray?
Get a good insurance policy.
Okay, that would be,
Yeah.
okay. So make sure you've got a good insurance policy, read the small print, and make sure you have protection against outside forces like hail damage and fires and flooding.
Do you know what's a real magnet for hail damage? Vinyl siding.
Ooh. What about an aluminium roof? Would that stand up to hail damage if you knew you're in a...
It's not going to be cheap.
It's not going to be cheap, and if you're only going to have a 10-year investment and you put it in and it's got a 40-year lifespan, maybe that's the wrong use of your money. So protecting your asset will mean, or could mean, having a good insurance broker to get the insurance you need for outside forces that are going to diminish or devalue your asset.
Right, so when we're talking about outside forces, we're talking about weather.
And we have got some pretty crappy weather here in Alberta.
Hail in the summer. What about winter? How do you like the winter?
I don't appreciate it a lot of the time because it's cold.
Yeah.
And if we're cold, our house is cold.
Right.
And then we got warm. And then we got cold.
Yeah,
then we got thawing. Then we got freezing. It sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
But
so
it's good to have things.
yeah, it's good to have protection.
Yeah.
And we don't mean condoms. So data will be your friend. We at Clubhouse Group have data at our fingertips that we will give to our prospective clients to make the right decision about protecting your asset, because you might be in an area which says is on the floodplain, Riverdale. That can get a little bit dicey because it's right next to the river valley, and a number of the houses on the river, number of houses are on the floodplain, meaning insurance is going to be sky high. You want to protect your asset, or you want to protect yourself against that purchase before you make it, because insurance might not even cover you against the risk of being in a flood and having flood damage to your house.
Yeah, that's a great point, is getting the right buy, but also getting the right insurance policies.
Yeah, to mitigate the risks of buying that asset, buying that investment property,
Correct.
And coming unstuck at the end of the day. One way of protecting your asset is asking the right questions. That be to your insurance broker, that be to your realtor. What are the sort of questions that clients can ask their professionals to protect them against their assets?
Well, you really want to look at the external forces on your house as well as the internal mechanicals and systems within your house, and getting second opinions, talking to trusted contractors. Really, in this case, we can help steer people to the people that we know as far as vendors and whatnot, but asking the right questions comes down to how much life is left in my furnace, how much time is left on my shingles. Am I going to be subject to all kinds of rain getting in the house if it's a torrential downpour?
Okay.
And you want to ensure that you have a good understanding of how long the mechanicals and your house has in it for its life.
So maintenance is big. Okay, so you're grading, have a maintenance check on your house, get the smoke alarms tested on an annual basis, change the batteries, hardwire them in, make sure the grading's done so you move the water away, make sure your sump pump is working, make sure your weeping tile, or make sure you have a weeping tile.
You know what, Dan? People get a pre-inspection for their buy, you can get a post inspection after your buy, and you can also use those recommendations to do the things that you're describing here now. So even having someone give you a second opinion is very key and very important in these things when you're looking at maintaining your property.
It's a little bit like a car. If you don't get an oil change, you're going to pay a lot of out-of-pocket expenses for maintaining the engine. It's similar to a furnace. Get it cleaned on an annual basis, change the filters.
Yeah, you want to get it clean, but also checking out your bills and seeing how your bills change through time is good to see how your systems are working, whether it's natural gas through your furnace or your electrical costs as far as keeping the lights on and keeping the cold out when it's supposed to be warm and keeping the warm in when it's cold.
And another thing is the envelope, your exterior. You know, if you start seeing your vinyl warping somewhat, you're probably going to be starting to get mold or water coming into the property.
Yeah. And
that's not going to be good because your out-of-pocket expenses is going to probably be a lot more than replacing that shitty vinyl fecking siding.
Yeah, and you know, the water inside of a pipe is good. Water outside of a pipe isn't good.
It doesn't work very well.
Doesn't help.
Even just checking your faucets to make sure there's no deterioration within your faucets, because if you see water, if you can't see the water post inspection.
What about hair and drains?
Check the water, check the drain. So thanks for watching our videos. You know, just
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. If you like our videos, like and subscribe.
Remember, real estate is challenging, and we want to help you navigate through those challenges. At Clubhouse, we put in the work so you don't have to.